Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Spaceport. I am Svethlane, and you know what my problem is? I have too many games in my Steam library, and nobody to talk to about them, so you're going to be my guinea pigs for the night. Every now and then I'm scrolling through Steam and I see a game that catches my eye, and chances are, if that game happens to be $15 US or below, I fall for the meme, whether it's good or not. Now, this one I got lucky with. It's a pretty dang fun game, and that's why I wanted to make a video on it. Now, I don't normally do live commentary on edited videos, but I'm trying something new as my life has been busy, so let's get right into this. This game is a roguelite, and it's based off of playing as a healer in MMORPGs. So you have a party to take care of, and it has some really interesting mechanics. Now, I have already been through the tutorial here. This is as far as I have progressed in this game besides trying the second dungeon. Immediately, you'll notice after getting out of the tutorial that you'll get a little town that you use as your base of operations. Now, this won't be built up when you first come here. You have to buy these buildings using gold from your runs, but it's your standard stuff. You can increase the selection of party members that you can bring with you, or choose from rather. So as you can see, and we'll get into a little bit later, there are different roles that are filled, and you can open up more choices per run. There's information and tips at the library if you need those. Over here at the barracks, you can actually do upgrades between runs to upgrade your heroes. And then over here, we'll go into this a little bit more later, but your healing power can be upgraded, but also you can unlock new healing spells. But that's not really what I'm here to talk to you about today. I'm here to show you a little bit of the gameplay, and seeing as I have not beaten the second dungeon yet, it's a pretty challenging game, so I think I'll take you guys along for the ride, and we'll just get right into this. Now, one thing I really enjoy about Healed to Death is the variety of builds that you can get, because you're not just dealing with your character, who is the healer, you are also dealing with your party's tank and your party's damage dealers as well. So every time you run into a dungeon, you're going to get some choices. As you can see, I have a druid selected right now for my healer, but I can also come over here and I have a sunmender, which is a different class and has different spells that I can choose from. And you'll see each one of these spells has their own stats and the different things that they do. Last run, I used the sunmender, and I think I'm going to do that again, because I am a little bit more familiar with this gameplay than I am the druid. But over here we have an Earth Warden choice or a Dreadnought choice for my tank. And let's just take a look at the kind of things that they have that you use to choose who you're going to bring with you. Obviously, you have your HP, you have physical defense, your armor. You have your magic resistance, and then your physical, magic, damage, and your crit chance. Now, each character has a skill set, which determines what kind of armor and skills that they can equip, and that is going to allow you to fill out these ability slots later on. So for this time, we've got a Dreadnought. I think I'm going to, let's see, he's very magic-based. Very magic-based. I think I'm going with the Dreadnought. He has Shadow Strike, which is his basic attack, and then he has a Vampiric Strike that's going to heal him for 200% of the damage dealt. Sounds pretty good, and I'm going to need all the help I can get to keep him alive. So I'm going to go ahead and confirm him, confirm my Sunmender. And then over here on the Ranger, the damage dealers rather, we have a Ranger, which is your pretty standard bow and arrow user, about half and half spread on your magic and physical damage. So I would imagine, yeah, it's just going to be physical skills that they can use. We have an Elementalist who is going to use lightning strikes and other devastating magic. And this is your pretty standard mage that's kitted out with lightning spells to begin with, but we also have an arcane archer, which leans more towards magic skills, and then a standard fighter. So I think I'm going to pick the man, this is a pretty squishy team. I'll be real with you guys. This is a pretty squishy team. So let's just pick these three, and we'll get right into it. Now, the first thing you're going to notice when you enter a dungeon is this big fat timer up top. This is not a fail state timer. If this runs out, it automatically pushes you to the next level of the dungeon, which is not necessarily a bad thing. But if you don't like the pressure, or if you feel like the game is a little bit too hard, thankfully the dev has included a slider to turn that timer off if you like. Now, down here we have our standard skeletons, and I'll just get right into the combat. I'm going to be casting healing magic that has a few different effects on it. Now, you can actually damage the skeletons and other undead with your magic, but you also need to be mindful of your party. See, my dreadnought is taking quite a bit of damage here, so I'm going to go over here and just keep him alive so that he can keep taking down those skeletons. We're going to level up immediately, and you'll see we have a roguelite style leveling system where I get to pick different spells or augment ones that I already have. Now, we also have a currency that are these gray hearts. I'm not exactly sure what they're called, but you use these to buy equipment in the dungeon or to reroll your picks or pass the picks to gain some back. So right now, I'm just going to go with, this is pretty good. All of these are pretty good. This is actually pretty decent. I'm going to pick that up because it gives you a heal over time and then a burst heal when that effect is done. So your goal is simply to get down to the bottom of the dungeon. That's all you gotta do. Get to the bottom, defeat the boss, and then you're good to go. The standard thing that I like to do is to go and get as much XP as I can on these early levels just to get a little bit of an edge up on the enemies as we go through. And I normally focus on keeping my dreadnought alive just so he can pull aggro. Everybody else can deal damage. Pretty simple stuff. The combat's very simple. You'll see down here, everything is bound to hotkeys. Everything is. So I can switch these around as I need be. Actually, I'm going to put my most commonly used skill on E and my secondary skill on Q, and we'll move that over there. You can adjust your party formation over here, and this right here is a shop. So when you go in the shop, your timer's going to pause. Obviously, I do not have enough money to buy any of these things, but you can get spells. You can get armor to equip your party with, rings, all kinds of good stuff, holy hand grenades. And you can go in here and obviously you have all the armor spots, extra skill spots that we can drag those over when we get them. Now, time does pause, as I said. When we leave, it will resume. Now, one thing I really enjoy about this game are the hidden rooms. Every so often, you'll see this little button on the wall that you can walk right up next to, and it normally has a treasure chest inside. That treasure chest is almost always going to have at least one piece of gear. It's going to have a lot of experience, some money, some different things. So I'm going to pick the chain heal spell, and you'll see I just collected a map fragment. When you collect 3 map fragments, it's going to guide you to the exit of the dungeon. So if you're doing a lot of exploring, and you'll see there's an AoE on the ground here. I don't really have time to get my people out of the way of it, but you can direct them around. I'll go into that a little bit more as we get further into this dungeon because it becomes very important to manage your party as you go on. I'm going to go ahead and, like I said, opening chests. You're going to have at least one piece of armor normally, and then you're going to get a lot of XP and money, and so you normally get a good level up until, I'd say about level 8, level 9. Sometimes you won't fully level up, but this is pretty good. This is pretty good. So using this augment for Rising Sun, it's actually going to give me mana back when I use it as a damaging spell, which is very helpful because mana conservation becomes important later on. Now, I've picked up a few types of armor, and you'll see this light type armor, nobody can use it, so it's red out. I can disenchant that, get some money back, and then we have these leather hand gloves. Hand gloves. Where else do you put your gloves? If you put your gloves somewhere else on your body, sound off in the comments. We're just getting through here, taking down some more skeletons. I try to do this as quickly as possible because that timer is still counting down. If that timer is not gone by the time that we finish the level, I'm going to get some extra gray hearts that I can spend on some stuff. Let's go ahead and augment Good Morning, or your Rising Sun spell, as it were. Alrighty, good stuff. So we're zooming. We got some boots of speed there. Give you a temporary speed boost. Now, this first level, really not that hard. And you'll see here, I've got that AoE on the ground, and I'm going to get into some tactics here because we are going to need... Boom. So these 4 up here, and I guess I'll need to talk about it once we survive, or if we survive. Actually, our dreadnought is down, which is not great, because I am not used to yapping while I do this, but we'll keep on beating up these skeletons, and once we're done, I can bring him back, and then we'll be done. We're actually done with the level, which is great. So you do have the ability to revive your allies if they have fallen, but it does take quite a while, 6 seconds, so... You want to try to be out of combat when you do this, or else you're going to be really desperate. As you can see down here, we have party control commands. We have attack target, which puts your entire party on a target. Focus target directs all of your damage dealers to attack. You can direct your party to move to a specific area, or you can say, follow me and get over here. So if you hang back, odds are you can get them out of danger, but now we're going to deal with some more of these bad boys. Let's actually chain heal our party. I'm gonna... Here, just do something. Go forward. The game is a little bit clunky. One thing I don't like about the game is that it is a little bit clunky to move your party around, but really, it's not that big of a deal. As long as you have a good build, you're not going to have too much trouble with instant deaths, at least not at this point in the game. So... All right, so Summer Solstice Augment on my Rising Sun ability does more healing, but it costs more, which is okay. That's okay. Okay, so we cannot use that light armor. It's good that it tells us that. We cannot use some of these spells. Also good. And I can't afford anything that I could use. So we're just going to go on and get the heck out of here for some extra money later. Let's go down to the next level, my friends. So now we have our first boss of this dungeon, Baron Cromwell, 60,000 HP. Pretty spooky guy. So I'm going to send them after him. As you can see, we're actually doing pretty dang good damage. I'm going to drop down a heal and combo on him, but the main thing in the boss fights, y'all, keep your dudes alive. Keep your dreadnought alive. You are a healer. So you can move around freely in the fight, and you'll see we have some ads here that we're going to have to deal with. But we don't want to go too far because our dreadnought is going to be passing away if we do. So we don't want to get too crazy with it. All right, dreadnought. It's okay, buddy. It's okay. We got you. We got you, dreadnought. Don't you worry about it. Let's go ahead and try to take some of these servants out. It's good. It's good. We're getting some chain lightning proccing from the Elementalist, and he is down. First boss, easy peasy, guys. This one is not too hard. It's the second and third bosses of this dungeon that get it really tough. I've made it to the final boss, never beaten that final boss. So maybe I'll bring you guys along for the win. Let's find out. All right, so I'm going to pick my next spell here. We can get a refresh, which heals the target for 1,200 over 15 seconds, which that's not that huge of a number to do over 15 seconds, but it does have an instant cast time and a fairly low mana cost. And then over here, we have instant heal. This is going to be the first spell that I'm talking about that has charges. Now, charge spells basically let you use them that many times before they have to recharge, but they'll normally have a much larger cooldown than your other spells. So you want to keep these for an emergency. This is basically an emergency heal. And I'm going to go ahead and take that just in case I need it. And it also looks like we got Volcanic Smash. I'm going to give that to the fighter because he has higher attack than the Dreadnought does. That's going to leave a pool of molten lava that deals 1,000 fire damage in a 6-meter area. Pretty good stuff. But as you can see, it's pretty simple, but it is very fun. And as you get further into this dungeon, it becomes a lot harder. It's a lot harder. Now, I'm only in this first real dungeon. I have not proceeded. There are a lot of dungeons in this game. This game is currently in full release, and it's only 15 US dollars. So if this looks like something you would enjoy, I do recommend it because it's a pretty fun game. However, it may not be for everybody. I know the graphics are not one size fits all on games like this. I'm going to go ahead and take this Veteran's Salvation. Each time Chain Heal damages an enemy, your next Chain Heal that targets a friendly target is increased by 7.5%, and it stacks up to 20 times over 20 seconds. This is something you're going to notice a lot as you play the game. There's a lot of spell synergy for the healer, and so it's really important for you to keep an eye on what does what works well together, so on and so forth. It's just a lot of management. So if you like micromanagement, this is a great game for you. I'm a little bit of a strategy game player. I'm not a very good strategy game player, but I do enjoy strategy games. So this is kind of up my alley. It's kind of up my alley. Brings that micromanagement factor to a roguelite, which is pretty fun. All right, another level up. We are chugging it down. So we have instant heal now benefits 1.75% more from crit chance, which is not bad at all. But this also refunds 110 mana for each target hit. So if I can chain this up to 3 targets, that refunds all the mana it takes to cast that spell, which is a really good effect. Now you see most of the enemies we're dealing with right now are different varieties of skeletons. That is not always the case. There are other enemy types that do appear later on. I have not gotten that far yet. There are some new ones that appear later in this dungeon, actually. But we will probably see those in a bit. And I would expect that you get a lot more enemy types the more dungeons you go into. And we'll take a look at the map once we're out of this dungeon to kind of show you what I can see so far. And I'm sure there's more that I can't see yet as well. It's pretty exciting. It's always fun to uncover a map as you go along in an overworld. Lots of lava on the ground. I worry that the ability I've given my character is causing damage to myself as well. Now, this build is the first build I've done in this game where I don't have a free spell. There are free spells that use no mana. They normally do not do a whole lot of healing / damage, but they are very useful because the longer you don't use your mana, the faster it recharges. Based on this bar here, the fuller the bar is, the faster your mana comes back. So, holy moly, we got some berserkers happening over here. These skeleton and raiders, they can really dish that damage out, chat. And he's down, and I'm out of mana again. The mana drain on this build is crazy. That's okay. We do what we gotta do. We keep everybody alive. I want everybody to be happy and safe and healthy. Okay, this is actually pretty cool. This reduces the mana cost of Rising Sun by 100% if it's used on a target with full health. So if I use this as a battle opener, it's free. And I like that. You say free spell, I say hell yes. Spell yes, even. I can tell that I'm forming a build that has high mana usage, but we also have a lot of mana refund mechanics. And there is the exit. Let's go. Now, we could stick around for a little bit more XP, and I probably will do that. I have about 1:35 left, and you really want to balance the amount of time you spend on each floor with how much XP you can get, because last time I was here, I was at level 13, I believe, and I struggled on this fight that's coming up. So we'll see how we do. It's good to use as much of your money as possible. Now, when we go downstairs, there is going to be another shop, but this was all really good gear, so I don't want to pass it up. If you have the chance to get good gear, take good gear. Okay, here we go. Now, let's talk about Lesser Heal. This is a very important spell, because as you can see, it's one of those free spells I was talking about. Mana cost 0, cast time 2 seconds. You can cast it when you're moving, which is great, but it does not heal for much. It's fast, it's lightweight, it's free. It's great to keep the pressure on your teammates or the enemy while you're in the middle of a fight. And one other thing that we'll show is that guy can chase us, But as long as we bring our party and get out of here, you'll start to see that I'm getting some fragments on my screen because my timer's running out. So let's go on and get over to this exit. It's going to refill their health even if they take a little damage. We're going to get full health when we go downstairs. All right, so here for the second boss. Slay the boss. Here's this chest. Let's see. Am I going to get lucky and level up? You know it. You know it. Level 14. Now, this is a really good augment for the lesser heal. Quicker heals rank 1. It's cast 15% faster and heals for 10% more if you are above 85% mana. So I can spam this all day long, and it'll make it stronger, which is great. It's a shame that we can't use this Master Weave Gown of the Marauder. It's a really good piece of armor. We'll get rid of that. And then I'm going to put this blue helmet. Ooh, you know what, though? You know what? It actually... It gives him less extra health, but it does give him more resistance. So I think I'm going to lean towards the... Look at this. Holy smokes. This guy is going through it. Siphon life, indeed. Let's go ahead and give that to the Elementalists. They could use that, probably. We'll give them the rock shards as well. Just giving your party more options for attack is very good always. The more they can do, the more they can do. If you catch my drift. Now we're on to boss number 2 of this dungeon, guys. This is where it's going to start getting a little hairy, and this guy is why these commands right here are very important. There we go. All right, let's get this initiated so you'll see he has a lot of AoEs, and it's very difficult to dodge some of these. Holy moly. This guy is just obliterating my team already. We need to get some chain heals going on. I'm going to heal my whole team with the Holy Hand Grenade. Get him out of here. He's going down. He is going down, but so is my team. Hang in there. You got this, man. You got this. This is really sloppy. I'm going to be real with you guys. That's okay. That's okay. We're dealing with it. We're dealing with it. If I can stay alive and I can keep my tank alive, that's all that matters. Anybody who plays MMOs know that DPSs are just show-offs. They don't actually win the war, okay? I'm kidding. I'm a lifelong healer main, so this is kind of right up my alley. I got to shit talk a little bit about the DPSs. Honestly, it's your fault if you stand in the circle. I'm not supposed to be the one to tell you to get out of the circle, but sadly, that's the way it is. Everybody's going to blame me for it one way or the other, but you're going to thank me when I revive you. I'm going to try to spend as much time as I can down here. I don't think I'm going to use many of those hearts that I would get from extra time. Sometimes it's just better to let the timer run out and take you automatically to the next floor. Or if you don't want to worry about that, as I said, you can just disable it altogether. It is what it is. It's so satisfying seeing all the little experience points and everything pop out of the skeletons. It's a very satisfying feeling. Maybe I am just morbid or sadistic. Maybe I shouldn't feel this way. Maybe I should be using this spell combo more because it's doing massive damage to those skeletons. Now that looks pretty dang good, honestly. I'm just going for it. It's a huge AoE that does quite a bit of damage to everybody, and I think I would rather that than rock shards. As a matter of fact, we'll get rid of rock shards and go with the earthquake. So here we have a skeleton healer, and you'll see there's a few different things here. We have a skeleton stalwart, a fallen battle mage, which is a completely new type of enemy for floor 3, but unfortunately immediately taken out by my superior strength. We got the earthquake proccing, we got the magma pool proccing, everything's going crazy. Good stuff, good stuff. I think maybe spell absorption is going to be helpful. It might be nice to give my tank a shield or somebody an emergency shield. Now, spell cooldown 15 seconds. It's an instant cast time, so that's a saving grace. That is going to shield for 1,000 to 1,100 over 30 seconds, which is pretty dang good. I'm just trying to keep an eye out for buttons. If I missed any buttons in the video that you saw, drop down in the comments so I'll know to go back and look for it. Reserved pain. Your lesser heal on friendly targets increase the damage done by the next lesser heal against enemy targets. You know what? That's fair to me. I'm really buffing up this lesser heal just because it's fast and it's useful. Here's a button. Looky there. Let's go ahead and get into the secret room. You got to be right underneath it, though. Doesn't have much range on it. I guess to just prevent misclicking on accident. You can see my timer is running out. We're fighting for our lives against these last couple of enemies. There we go. They're down. Let's grab the loot. I'm going to run over here to the shop just in case there's something good with 4 seconds left on the clock. I feel like Pyroblast. Oh, yeah. Let's grab that. I think that's a good pull because I can give that to my Arcane Archer and they can use that. Pretty useful little spell. Now let's get out of here with 2 seconds left on the clock. And we are on the third and I think final boss of this dungeon. So let's have a showdown, shall we? Okay, so this guy is just a big F-off spellcaster and does heavy melee damage as well. He's all around a butt kicker. He's got 135,000 health. So let's find out. All right, now, I'm going to send them all in, and my express job is keeping everybody alive right now. Okay, it's looking good. It's looking good. He's at about half now. A little bit over half, but that's okay. Just keep that Dreadnought alive. Okay, he's back in action. Oh, oh my god. Oh my god. I'm hurting. Everybody's hurting right now. Everybody hurts sometimes. I don't know what I'm doing now. Hang on. I busted loose. He's almost down, though. He's almost down. Are we going to do it? Yeah, we did it, baby. Oh, my gosh. That is a great feeling. I did not think that I was actually going to win the dungeon on the video, and I'm pretty proud of myself. Pretty proud of myself. I got thumped pretty well last time that I tried this. So, go team. Go team. And that's the full dungeon. That's the full first actual dungeon after the tutorial. So anyways, guys, thanks for dropping by and watching as I walk through a dungeon in Healed to Death. Right now, this game is out on Steam in its 1.0 full release. So if you like what you see and you think it's worth 15 USD, go drop some money on it, support the dev. This is one of those games that I think is a great stepping stone for a new developer to get into something really great because I think it is pretty special already. I appreciate your guys' time. If you enjoyed this video, consider dropping a sub and a like. And in the comments, let me know how you think I did. Until next time, I'm Sveth Lane. Thank you for stopping by the spaceport, and I will talk to you later.